Rule 6 of BP 220. Complaints, Hearings, and Penalties. Section 25. Authority to issue rules and procedures. The Commission is hereby authorized to issue rules of procedure to govern the conduct of hearings before it on complaints or proceedings against owners, developers, dealers, brokers, and salesmen arising under these rules. Until the issuance of such rules, the present rules of procedure to govern the conduct of hearings before the Human Settlements Regulatory Commission shall apply. Section 26. Mediation, conciliation of complaints. It shall be mandatory on the part of the Commission to conduct mediation or conciliation on complaints or opposition filed with it before the same could be subjected to a formal hearing. Section 27. Suspension of license to sell, cease and desist order. The Commission may, in its discretion or upon notice and hearing immediately, suspend the owner's license to sell and issue a cease and desist order pending investigation and hearing of the case for the following reason. A. Upon verified complaint filed by a buyer of a subdivision statement, lot, house, or any interested party. B. In its opinion, any information in the registration statement filed by the owner-dealer is or has become misleading, incorrect, inadequate, or incomplete, or the sale or offering for sale of the project may work or tend to work a fraud upon prospective buyers. C. When it appears to the Commission that the owner-dealer is engaged in any act or practice which constitute or shall constitute a violation of the provisions of these rules. The suspension order, cease and desist order may be lifted if after notice and hearing the Commission is convinced that any deficiency in the sworn registration statement has been corrected or supplemented, or that the sale to the public of the subdivision project shall neither be fraudulent nor result in fraud. It shall also be lifted upon dismissal of the complaint. Until the final entry of an order of suspension, the suspension of the right to sell the project through binding upon all persons notified thereof shall be deemed confidential until it shall appear that the order of suspension has in the meantime been violated. Section 28. Revocation of the registration certificate and license to sell. The Commission may, motu proprio, or upon verified complaint filed by a buyer, revoke the registration and license to sell of any subdivision project or subdivision lot house in said project or condominium unit if upon examination of the affairs of the owners or dealers during a hearing conducted, it shall appear there is prima facie evidence that the said owner or dealer A is insolvent, or B has violated any of the provision of the law and its rules and regulation, or any undertaking of its performance bond, or C has been or engaged in fraudulent transaction. Section 29. Administrative fines and penalty. Violation of any of the provision of these rules and standards shall be subject to fines and penalty as provided for under PD 957, 1216, 1096, and 1185. Rule 7. Miscellaneous provisions. Section 30. Conformance to the requirements of other pertinent laws, rules, and regulations, unless otherwise amended or expressly provided. The provisions of Presidential Decree 957 and its implementing rules on the following sections are hereby adopted in these rules. A. Submission of semestral reports on operations. B. Advertisement. C. Time of completion. D. Extension of time of completion. E. Alteration of plans. F. Non-forfeiture of payment. G. Registration of conveyances. H. Mortgages. I. Takeover development. J. Phases of subdivision. K. Realty tax and other charges. Section 31. Non-development. Failure on the part of the owner or developer to develop the project in accordance with the approved project plans and within the time herein specified shall subject the owner-developer to administrative sanctions and penalties. Section 32. Organization and registration of homeowners. The owner or developer of a socialized and economic housing project shall initiate the organization of a homeowners association among the buyers and residents of the project for the purpose of promoting and protecting their mutual interests. Said homeowners association shall register with the commission, and the latter is hereby authorized to accredit and determine the legitimate homeowners association of the housing project for purposes of applying the pertinent provisions of these rules. Section 33. Donations of roads, open spaces, and water supply. The owner or project developer shall donate the roads and open spaces found in the project to the local government of the area after their completion has been certified by the Commission, and it shall be mandatory for the said local government to accept such donations. Parks and playgrounds may be donated to the duly accredited homeowners association of the project with the consent of the city and or municipality concerned under PD 1216. The water supply system of the project may likewise be donated to the duly accredited homeowners association after certification by the Commission of its completion and of its being operational. Should the homeowners not accept the donation, the owner or developer of the project shall collect reasonable rates to be determined by the Commission in consultation with the National Water Resource Council or the local utilities administration. The proceeds thereof shall be used exclusively for the maintenance and operation of the water system by the developer. Section 34. Fees. Until such time that the Commission shall have adopted new schedule of fees for economic and social housing project, it shall apply and collect the fees provided for under the implementing rules of PD 957, 1096, and 1185. Section 35. Authority to issue supplemental rules, directives, and interpretative memorandums and circular. In the implementation of Batas Pambansa Building 220 and these rules and standards, the Commission, through its Chief Executive Officer, is hereby authorized to issue supplemental rules, directives, and interpretive memorandum and circulars. Section 36. Separability Clause. The provision of these rules are hereby declared separable, and in event any of such provisions are declared null and void, the validity of all other provisions shall not be affected thereby. Section 37. Effectivity. These rules shall take effect 30 days after its last publication in two newspapers of general circulation in the Philippines for at least once a week for 2 consecutive weeks. Promulgated 11 June 1982, Makati, Metro Manila. Approved by Imelda Romualdez Marcos, Minister, Ministry of Human Settlements, Chairman, Human Settlements Regulatory Commission. Attested by Ernesto C. Mendiola, Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer.